Hi friends, I am Gyan Prakash. Welcome to my iOS tutorial classes. So this is my first class, which is an introduction class. So first we will go. First here in this tutorial we can learn how to build an iOS application and what are the initial stages, what are the essential tools and IDEs, what we need to develop and how we will develop. So we'll start. So this is my mobile number 8895 For any query you can contact me, and my mail ID is gp.ios91@gmail.com. So feel free to reach me. So introduction to iOS. iOS is an operating system that runs that you can build your application for iPhone, iPod, iTouch, and iPads, iWatch, and Apple TV. The languages used to develop software for iOS devices is Objective-C and OOPS concept, and quite knowledge on programming C, which is not mandatory, but quite knowledge is good. So what you need to do? Knowledge on objective, which I already explained to you. Knowledge in object-oriented programming language will be helpful to develop the application. Some understanding of C can be very helpful, which is not mandatory, but it's very helpful. But it is not required. Objective-C builds on C++, Mac computer. Though our Xcode is not open source, so it's a platform OS dependent. So you need to have a Mac operating system. Minimum OS version is Lion or higher. You can learn through that. Development environment IDE, which is Xcode, the latest version of Xcode 8.2.1. So you can download from www.developer.apple.com, which I will later introduce you how you will download and what you need to do and how you will set up your environment to development. If you plan to submit your app to App Store, then you have to purchase one developer account, which is you have to buy from apple.developer.com. From there you can go for member center. From there you can download. Later we will go through that how you will do that. To real-time development test on your device, you need to have an Apple device to test your application. If you don't have a device, that is okay. So you can test your application on simulator. That is good enough to learn. So no need to worry about devices and all, but make sure you have an Mac operating system. Otherwise, you can go for if you have Windows laptop, then you can for virtual machine. From there, you can install your application. Which I started my career by using virtual machine only. So you can also have that virtual machine on your Windows. Then in that virtual machine, you can install your Mac OS there, and you can install the Xcode IDE. There you can also practice. So what is iOS? iOS is an operating system. It's a subset of Mac OS X. The iOS SDK is software development kit that allows application to utilize classes, frameworks provided by SDK. iOS is a multitasking devices. Apple provides an IDE that's called Xcode, which already I mentioned to you that from the through that IDE we can develop our application. Xcode is the IDE used by iOS OS developer. It's not run on Mac OS MS Windows, which I already informed you that I mentioned. So though you have Mac Windows MS Windows Office OS, you can go for virtual machine, VMware. Xcode provides an interface to compile the editor debug and Xcode profiling tools. Through there, you can test your application and you can know about your application. So, what need to you do to how you set up your development environment? To get the software to develop an iOS application, first you need to have a Mac OS X. Then you have to an IDE tool. Through there you can build your application. So we need an IDE. Just go for www.developer.apple.com. Click on iOS Development Center. Login. If you have a credential, login. If you don't have any credential, go for registration. Go for registration required. Then download the release Xcode version 8.2.1. Double click the DMG file. Run the installer. Then you can install your application. So once your installation completed, then we can go for Xcode launches. You are presented with welcome screen. Now this screen you might have get on your screen, welcome screen, and there you can go for create a new project. Second option one, new project. Connect to a repository. The repository we will go for next tutorial after 1 or 2 tutorial. Learn about using Xcode. So while going through tutorial, we can get to know about more about Xcode. Go ahead and click a new project. So the second option you have to choose. From there we can get multiple templates which are already provided by Apple. So several predefined templates are there. From there you can get started for a new project. For now, initial stages, though we are the learner, so we'll go for single view applications, which is the fast option in Xcode 8.2.1. So we'll go for single view application. Then click next to proceed forward. Then it will ask your project options where you want to store and detail about your project and your organization name, bundle identifier, those things. The product name should be in your name of your application. The name of application should be start with capital letter. So company identifier is your organization name, and class prefix you can leave as empty. Device familiar you have to choose for which you need to build your application, either iPad or iPhone or iWatch or Mac OS X. So choose your device family. Then if you want, then go for next. It will ask your directory where you want to store. You can store your project where you want. By default, interface will come as storyboard, automatic. So though first we are going for the first tutorial, no need of clicking option use code data, include unit test and include UI test. So we'll go for those things later. Slowly we'll go there. Here source control, where you want to keep your source code, you can control from here. I already told you. So we'll go for our first class. How is it? How can we start our project and how can we control our code? So we'll go for Xcode. This is my area to which I opened my application recently, and this is my welcome screen of Xcode. So we'll get started with the playground. If you want to practice the language, then go for playground. If you want to start with a new project, go for Xcode new project. So we'll go for new project. There I'll choose single view application, then next, then product name, my first application demo one, and we no need to choose team, though we are learning. So organization name should be your organization name, and language is Swift. Then I will go for application, build an application for iPhone. So though I told we are the initial stage, so no need to go about code data and unit test and including UI test. We'll go for next. So here you can control our source code. So where you want to store, I'll create one directory, that tutorial create. There I can manage my all code over here. So I'll go for this. And though my first application is ready, you can see here, this is my first application ready. Then here is the ID interface builder. Through there you can build your interface UI. It's not that much difficult, it's quite easy. You can have all the UIs here. You can just simply drag and drop anything. Just I will go for an label. Okay, so we can, let's see how much easy is it. So we can build our application through this, through Xcode ID interface builder. And hey, welcome to iOS. There you can set your font, regular, I will go for bold, and font size. Welcome to iOS. There the most little bit difficult thing is that how you will set the constraints. So we'll go for constraints later. As of now, I will give myself which welcome. So this is my first project. I'll run that project through simulator. I already told you to real-time testing. You need to have a real device. Otherwise, no need to worry. You have an option, good option, simulator. So here you can simulate your application very well. So we'll go for our first tutorial. See guys, though it's first time, it will take a little time. Once it will initialize, then it will easy. So see, we already given that welcome to iOS in our interface, though we got in our simulator. To increase your simulator size, you can go for command 1, command 2, command 3, command 4, command 5, command up to 5 is last. So this is our first session. We'll go for next tutorial, and the next tutorial will we have the architecture of the project and the OS layer, and how our application will going to build, and the detailed clarity about our tool and application lifecycle, and some more basic which you need to develop our application. So well guys, hope you guys enjoy the first tutorial, first demo. So no need to worry about that. Slowly we can go for this. So see you guys for next tutorial. Hope you guys enjoy.